let's think about something here. If the hamburglar and Ronald McDonald and Bill Cosby all got together and they sat down and they said, let's write out a plan of how we're going to rob the local convenience store of pudding pops, right? They sat down, they drew it up, right? Bill Cosby drew it up. And then you found that plan and you went to the convenience store guy and you said, Bill Cosby and the hamburglar and the Cookie Monster, they're all coming to rob your pudding pops, right? The Bill Cosby's coming to rob the pudding pops, the feeble fiber. You would think right away that you had discovered a plot and you would try them all and they would go to jail, right? If so, plots can be public for a century, however, and nobody goes to jail. Nobody gets in trouble. This is amazing. This is what blows my mind, that we can have books a century old. Right, let's go back to, let's do our first example here. Edward Bernays, Propaganda, 1928. In 1928, how does this book start out? He says, we are governed, our minds molded, our tastes formed, not by pudding pops, but by ideas that are suggested largely by men that we have never heard of. This is the logical result of the way in which our democratic society is organized. You see, and he goes on to talk about our invisible governors. Who makes up this invisible government? What? Where have we heard that term before? Well, in the last 4 years, we've heard it quite a bit, haven't we? This is 1928, right? Now, why does Bernays really matter? He's the father of modern propaganda. And he was in a circle of men, right? He actually renamed the War Department to the Defense Department. Okay, so this is not a conspiracy book. This is not a nobody. This is the father of modern propaganda. And where does propaganda come from? It comes out of military operations. And then it moves directly into advertising and media, right? The second chapter of the book, page 61, he says, this invisible government is made up of people, for example, who used to be in the OSS, the predecessor to the CIA. So they took all of those techniques and tactics and tricks that they learned in the war theater and brought it over into the network news media. Yes, the heads of the three main networks, they were all from the OSS. Paley, Sarnoff, right? Walter Lippmann, right? The ad agency. So we start to realize that we have for a long time been under a coordinated plan. Now, again, remember, if we found the coordinated plans and we were to look into who wrote it and they made it public, right? This is not like you discovered Bill Cosby's secret plan. You actually found it plastered on the wall all around. To every McDonald's has the plan up, right? Of Bill Cosby's going to rob all the pudding pops. And yet no one gets in trouble.